50% of women all around this world are leading lives that other 50% cannot even imagine. Khaled Hosseini has once again touched my heart with his epic, moving and masterful story, A Thousand Splendid Suns, the story of Mariam, Laila and Tariq. Hey guys, I'm Pooja Ravindran and welcome back to my booktube channel. I am back with another book review. So in case if you're new to my channel, I post bookish videos and book reviews in this channel. So to get more videos, hit the subscribe button down below and also click the bell icon next to it to get my notifications on time. So today I'm going to review A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. Khaled Hosseini is one of my favorite authors and this is the third book I'm reading of Khaled Hosseini. And let's get started. So first of all, Khaled Hosseini is an Afghan-American novelist and UNHCR, United Nations Refugee Agency, Goodwill Ambassador, and because of his immense and true love towards its nation, most of his books like Kite Runner and The Mountains Echoed, A Thousand Splendid Suns even, are set at least partially in Afghanistan and Kabul, and has an Afghan as the main protagonist. So telling about A Thousand Splendid Suns, the brief description of the story is that a 15-year-old girl, Mariam, was sent to Kabul to marry a man named Rashid, who is kind of 40 years old, 15 and 40, very matching ages. So this girl, Mariam, was forced to marry Rashid, and her life was crushed by cruelty of this man. And after 2 decades of her life as his wife, her friendship to a normal teenager Afghan girl named Laila grew as a mother-to-daughter relationship. And most of the tragedy that Mariam and Laila had to face was mostly because of the war that happened in Afghanistan at that time, but partially by the cruelties of Rashid. When Taliban took over Afghanistan at that time, their life became so miserable due to starvation, fear and brutal cruelties of Rashid as well as the so-called rulers. One of the unique features of Khaled Hosseini's writing style is that he writes the life story of most of the characters in his book. The story starts with Mariam's story, and it starts with Mariam's and her mother Nana's life story. And Mariam was a harami, as they say, a child born by mistake, and after her mother died, she was forced to marry this man named Rashid by her father Jalil as well as her stepmothers. And the life of Mariam in Rashid's house were much more terrible than hell. Seriously. Telling about this guy named Rashid, he is a lunatic, terrible guy who smokes, who drinks, who does all the dirty jobs, and who is a really terrible monster. So this guy is the most hateful character of this book. Men like Rashid are completely insane and they have no brain. I'm telling about men like Rashid. Men like him does marriage thing only to get children, and if they don't get what they need, they turn to a complete monster-shaped human, monster with monstrous behaviors, etc. Because Rashid in this book is really a monster. The way he slaps, way he kicks, and way he nearly kills poor Mariam. Rashid is the most hateful character that I've ever read in my lifetime till now. So he by profession is a shoemaker and by passion is a monster. So the way he really makes Mariam suffer is some kind of really terrible thing. And telling about Mariam, she tolerated Rashid for more than 20 years. So her willpower and her patience and her everything she has is something that we have to learn from, and something that makes us feel the strength of women. And this is the first part. Mariam's life is first part, and from the second part onwards is the life of little Laila, who is 9 years old, who has this really great passion towards learning, who has this really modern mom in Afghanistan, and who has this really supportive father, and who fell in love with this guy named Tariq, who is 2 years elder than Laila. I think they are kind of relatives, and these guys, Laila and Tariq, fell in love in a really young age, and after so many dramatic and terrible events, Laila ended up in Rashid's house as an orphan, and she lost Tariq too. But love always finds its way. This is the overall base of the story, and Khaled Hosseini wrote his book The Kite Runner as a father-son relationship, and he wrote this book 1000 Splendid Suns as a mother-daughter relationship. So this has a lot to do with the motherhood and love of mother to daughter, and also the whole story of this book is even based on love. The writing style, as always, is really amazing. Khaled Hosseini's writing style is always amazing, and it is so gripping and beautiful. And the language is a little bit hard, but I think it's okay because it's normal and it's not that hard for a medium level reader. And he has discussed a lot about the political events that happened in Afghanistan during the wartime, and that's the only matter that I haven't understood really nicely, but everything else are really great. And he has discussed about how women were pictured at that time, and a man writing in a woman's perspective must be really honored. In that matter, Khaled Hosseini is really great because he has written his story in the perspective of a woman, and I'm not telling about Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat writes in the perspective of a woman, but this is different. And Khaled Hosseini has really developed this feeling of the real powerful strength of women, and this book was really, really gripping. And there are a lot of twists and turns, and there are so many times that I really got disappointed by the story, by the plot, because it's not about the plot, or it's not about the writing style, or it has nothing to do with the author or the way of his story or the plot, but his plot is perfect. But the thing is that I got really disappointed by so many situations that happened, including how Rashid treated Mariam and Laila, because it is something that is hard to accept by a woman, mainly by me. I don't know. There was a lot of situations in this book that I really don't accept, and that really was hard to believe. But it's the truth. So this book was banned in some countries, I think in Afghanistan itself, because this really discussed about the political scenarios and also how men behaved to their wives. So I think it's true about Afghanistan. It was true about Afghanistan, and it was really hard to accept by me too. So but still this has a lot of twists and turns and lot of plot twist, and I'm not discussing about plot twist and turns and other plot matters, because you have to read it and find out the most amazing things and most terrible things about this book. So there is no bad thing to tell about this book. Mostly I was going through a reading slump, and I really wish I had read this last year so that I could complete my TBR, but I couldn't. So this book was a really gripping and amazing read. So 5 out of 5 stars. You have to definitely try at least one of Khaled Hosseini's book in your lifetime. So that's it about 1000 Splendid Suns. I really had an amazing time. I mean, it's not really amazing. There are so many nightmares that you can see after reading this book. and this is not a fantasy read, or this is not a read that makes you happy. Even in the end, it does not makes you happy, but it really makes you think, and it really makes you like understand the reality. So I haven't got a really great time with this, but I really enjoyed the book and I really learned a lot from this book. So I think it's time to wind up. Make sure you try to read this book and hit the like button down below if you like this book review. Send this to your friends and family if you like to, and comment down below your thoughts on this book or from any other books, and comment down your thoughts about this video, and subscribe to my channel to get more videos, and see you guys in another video. Bye bye.